Hi, this is David Karstens. So, back in June, I DP'd a short film on a prototype Cion camera. What we're seeing now is not a beauty show reel, but rather a collection of clips that show how the camera behaves in real-world conditions. I'll show a few shots before and after the color grade, while noting a few specifics about the native versions. The green cast you see is from Schneider ND filters we used. The camera can do a custom white balance, but I chose to correct those out in post. Another point is that the prototype I worked with was locked to 200 ISO, so I underexposed with the intention of lifting the gamma for the final look. I've intentionally included shots that lack optimal lighting conditions. A lot of the film takes place at the dinner table, which had a large silk overhead, but you'll see some direct light poking through, like in this shot. This is a very small 2-day shoot, and against my preference, I had to shoot many wide shots in harsh overhead sunlight due to the scheduling of the makeup effects. So we have shots like this that show the clipping that happens, obviously, when it overexposes. The camera only has 12 stops at dynamic range rather than the 15 we're growing accustomed to with the newer cameras, but overall I think it behaves pretty nicely. Now this was something of a nightmare lighting scenario for me. The left side of frame was under a tree canopy and contrasted so much with the entire right half of frame, which is in direct sunlight. I was able to mitigate that somewhat with an ND grad filter placed sideways, and our colorist did a good deal of power windowing in the wide shot to even it all out. This may be the most difficult shot exposure-wise. Our actress goes from full sun to complete darkness under the canopy, and the camera was right up against a dark fence, so I could only light pretty hard from the side. Our colorist Dan really saved my bacon in this shot, which is the only one that shows any noise due to having to dig deep into the shadows so much to even out the actor's face. Now this is a nice example of how well the camera can dig into the shadows in post. I exposed for the white wall behind our actress, then lifted the image in post. A few other examples show how we created an extreme fantasy look by pulling secondary keys and changing the hue. The 444 color depth was a helpful factor for this. I'll just let a few more of these final graded clips play out for your edification. For a more detailed rundown of my experience with the prototype Cion, you can read my blog post, which I've linked in the details section of this clip's Vimeo page. Thanks for watching.